Hey y'all, how you doing? It's been a little bit. I just got a few things to get off my chest, so let's go ahead and get into it. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Alicia, the Lifestyle Boss. I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope everybody's been enjoying their life to the fullest. This episode is going to be more about, for me, the experience as a Black business owner and the experience of the Black consumer. I'm realizing that lately the expectations of the two are not being met, and I feel like it's really a big disservice to ourselves and our community. I am luckily on both sides. I am a Black consumer. I'm also a Black business owner of multiple businesses, and so my expectations for other Black businesses may be a little bit higher than most, because I know what is probably expected of me from outside consumers that patronize my business. So in my city, I own a sorry, I don't run it, but I own a business called the Supper Club Orlando, which provides a dinner experience and now brunch experience for foodies around the city. It's a coursed out meal, drinks, vibes, everything. And I recently had this weekend a unfortunate and very unprofessional experience with a chef where it forced me to have to cancel one of my events for people who had already purchased tickets and probably purchased outfits and was ready for a good time that I had promised that I would deliver. And because of the unprofessionalism of another person, it created this, situation where I had to cancel an event, which then is a reflection on me. Even though I make sure that I provide the highest level of professionalism that I can, sometimes your outside sources you don't have any control of. And it really put me in a bad space because I know how much I pride myself on creating experiences and making it worthwhile for people, because one, as a consumer, you spend your hard-earned money. We're in what we consider as a recession right now. Gas prices are high, groceries are high, everything is high. And so for you to be willing to patronize my business, I want to make sure that I am delivering to the highest ability whatever it is that my service is, whether it's in my hair salon, whether it's through my hair products, whether it's with my supper club. I just want to make sure that I'm always giving 100% to my consumers. And I don't feel like that's really being given to a lot of other Black businesses. So when I go and I patronize a business, Black or not, but I'm speaking on Black businesses, I also expect the same level of experience that I know that I work so hard to give to my consumers. And I'm feeling like that's not what's happening. I'm feeling like we are all creating these businesses because nobody wants to work for anybody. Everybody wants to do their own thing. But we're not really truly putting in the work that's needed to have systems in place, train staff, to make sure that what you're giving off is the best experience to consumers. Now, there are going to be people who are never going to be happy and are always going to have an issue, but the majority of consumers are not that. The majority of Black consumers want to patronize Black businesses. We just want the same experience that we get at Target. We just want the same experience that we get if we walk into Louis Vuitton. We just want the same high level luxury experience, if that's what you're offering, that we would receive anywhere else. And I'm starting to, a lot of it is starting to become really lackluster. Like, you're calling yourself luxury, but are you truly giving that? And luxury is subjective, yes, but if I know that your price point is higher than what others' price point is, and I'm still willing to come in and patronize your business, then I expect excellence. At as high as excellence as you can provide, I expect that. And we shouldn't, as businesses, feel as though too much is being expected from us, because at the end of the day, your brand is what people think of you. Your brand is not what you think of your business. Your brand is not what, the colors or the theme or the motto or anything like that. Your brand is what people are saying about you. And so when I go outside and somebody says, my salon's name is Devon Beauty Lab, if they say, have you ever been to Devon Beauty Lab? If the experience that the person had was not great, then of course the reputation and what the referral is not going to be good, right? You can't get mad that people are telling others about the bad experience that they had at your business. And so as these businesses, we need to sit down, really listen to what the consumer is saying. Know who your consumer is. Stop just selling or providing services to people and you don't even know who your real demographic is. We're just all wanting to have businesses and be bossed up and all of this, but we don't even know who needs us. Whatever the problem is that you have, that you're solving with your business, you need to know who you're serving, who you're solving those problems to. And I think we just get caught up in the glam of having a business and saying I'm a business owner and I work for myself and all this. But if you don't know how to manage employees and deal with people, stop trying to open businesses, because it's still customer service. If you don't have good customer service skills, how are you supposed to teach a staff that? How are you supposed to make sure that you can troubleshoot through issues in your business, and the systems in place, the systems that you have in place will help and come to good conclusions at the end for your customers, where they don't have to then go on Twitter or Instagram or Google or Yelp and put bad reviews? When are we going to start putting in the systems? When are we going to start looking at this more as the bigger picture? We just look at the little thing, the logo, the LLC, my kid's name is in my name. It's just, there's a bigger picture. Now, as the consumer, we got some issues too, right? Sometimes we do expect a little bit too much from these businesses. Sometimes. But it's also because depending upon where you're used to patronizing and businesses that you're used to going to, you just expect that you're gonna get the same thing. Me as a consumer, I fall in love with culture. People say brands, labels. I fall in love with the culture of businesses. I like the culture of certain brands, right? So I make sure that I'm always purchasing from them. And I'm trying more and more to learn the cultures of new Black businesses. And I'm always ready to patronize, right? I'm always ready to support and share and show people and all this. But if your customer service isn't where it needs to be, I also need to do better. We as consumers need to do better with reading. How about we read people's policies? How about we, before we pop off because our package didn't get there or something's taking a little bit longer, which you need to understand with small businesses, you're not gonna get, this is not Amazon Prime, you're not gonna get it in 2 days. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes the delivery has nothing to do with the business at all. It has to do with UPS, USPS, DHL, FedEx. Complain to them, because once I have shipped out whatever I needed to ship out, it's out of my hands at that point. But we as consumers sometimes don't respect the businesses. We don't respect the Black businesses the way that we do other businesses. Now, when you walk into my business, it should give you a feel. You should already know when you walk in what this experience and this atmosphere is. And if that's not for you, then you do what you need to do. You leave, you don't stay, whatever. But you act accordingly in my business because it's automatically shown to you what it is when you walk in. You already know what the experience is. You already know and can feel the vibe that it is. So you're not gonna come in thinking that you can kind of just do whatever, say whatever, act up, go off. There's no negotiating prices. It's none of that, because of what I immediately from the time you walk in the door, you see based on how I look, based on how we speak, my front desk, the environment, the feel of the space is going to tell you like, oh, this is somebody who has their stuff together, and so I need to act accordingly. Black consumers, we have got to start respecting the pricing of these businesses. You cannot walk into somebody's business and devalue them by trying to negotiate pricing. I understand you may be able to find the item or the thing cheaper someplace else. The reality is my value of my service is not up for negotiation. You can either accept the pricing or you can move on. We don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to tell me that my product is not worth or my service is not worth that. You have so many other options that you can choose from, and you can go there. But you cannot devalue people because the price point is not comfortable for you. A lot of non-business owners don't understand the back end expenses that businesses have to pay. So the pricing, yes, it may be a cup for $10, but that cup for $10 may have a lot of overhead, and that's what's trying to be covered. And sometimes businesses are barely breaking even, especially during a time like this where all our supplies have been, prices have increased, and we're just literally trying to stay afloat. So please respect the price. If it's not for you, just go on to somebody else. Let's not make that a big issue. For Black businesses, if you're going to set these prices, make sure you're coming through with the high quality and high experience. Don't just set a price on something because you know somebody will pay it and not back it up with good customer service and a good experience, because that's how you will lose your consumer. The consumer deserves quality, period. And that's what businesses need to be making sure that they're always giving. Nobody promotes themselves as being a low quality business because then you will have no consumer. So just match what you're saying in your actions. Have your staff ready and equipped to deal with customers. Have your shipping, have your POS, whatever you're using for your payments and refunds and all of these. Have all your policies set up, because it's time for your businesses to start acting like real businesses. You independent businesses that are working off of Instagram and social, y'all hold the same responsibilities. It doesn't change just because you don't have an actual building or brick and mortar. You should still be holding the same quality of experience when I'm dealing with you as a consumer. It's just a few things, y'all, because I have multiple businesses, and I just know that I put so much effort into making sure that the experience is good for all my customers and all my clients, and I just don't understand why I'm not receiving it back. And it bothers me because I don't always want to go and patronize a non-Black business, but sometimes it's so much easier because they have their business set up and put together, and it's just easier to go deal with them than it is sometimes to go deal with my own, and it shouldn't be, because there are so many amazing Black businesses that I have dealt with and I have done business with, and it's been a great experience, and I just wish that it would trickle over into more. I don't know if it's because we don't have the same resources. I don't know if it's because there's a competition and people don't want other business owners to know that they don't know what they're doing, so their pride won't allow them to ask for help or ask for resources, or I don't know, but we need to do something because we have too much talent, and we have too many great businesses out here that can really turn into multi-million dollar businesses. But because of little things, we won't reach those heights, or it may take longer to reach those heights. So that's just it. It's a little something that it was really this weekend with the chef canceling on me. It took me to a place where just I was over it, y'all. I really, really was. And but I had to tell myself that everybody is not like that. I have dealt with many chefs and I have not had that experience with them. And so I had to, suck it up, say to myself, I won't allow one person who is unprofessional to mess up the vibe and the experience and my brand, the reputation of my brand, and I will make sure I move forward and have things in place so this will never happen again. So it's growing pains, businesses are growing, we're learning things. We may not be able to troubleshoot every issue because the issue has not come up yet. So you'll learn as a business, you'll learn as a consumer. So that's all I had to say. Y'all go out there, find some great black businesses, patronize them, be a good client, be a good black business, and let's just help to empower our community. And that's it. All right, I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.